This is the Jason Walker Show. Two-time National Sports Media Association Montana Sportscaster of the Year and three-time loser, the Jason Walker Show. The best local and statewide sports coverage, featuring the biggest guests from Montana.
Flint Rasmussen joining us here on the Jason Walker Show.
He's freaking exhausting, too. You used to dance a lot more. Yeah, I know, lady. I'm 51 years old now.
The NAI Hall of Famer Mike Van Diest joining us here, Jason Walker Show. And is it just a deal where quarterbacks have to be good golfers?
Well, that's all they have time for. They don't work out. They don't lift weights. They don't do anything else. They might as well go get on the golf course and at least have some fun.
And from across the country,
Doug Gottlieb, our guest here on the Jason Walker Show.
End of the day, remember, it's your show. It's got your name on it.
Howie Mandel, our guest here.
Jason Walker, deal or no deal?
the Jason Walker Show.
Hey, happy Wednesday. Welcome. Jason Walker Show. We are inside the Above All Handyman Services Man Cave. You need anything done, they will get it done. From roofing to tile, painting, everything. Literally. Above All Handyman Services. Coming up today, we have a busy show. We're talking Capital Tennis with Coach Ryan Swenson. Capital Softball Coach Mike Miller will join us as well in just a few moments. And That's What She Said with Alex Eschelman is on the way, as we'll get an update on Danny Sprinkle. The rumor was last week that Sprink was headed to San Diego to be the new head basketball coach. Will he? We'll find out from Alex. And, of course, we'll talk MSU Spring Rodeo as well, which is coming up starting tomorrow. We welcome you. You can watch on Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube. You can listen on Podbean, Network One Sports, TreasureStateRadio.com, and so much more. Go to JasonWalkerShow.com. All right. Let's see. What's our Twitter handle? At JWalkerSports. Our phone number is 406-209-1267, and our email, Jason at JasonWalkerShow.com. All right. The opening segment brought to you by Montana Custom Log Homes, the premier log home company in the industry with three distinct divisions, so you can create the log home of your dreams and your budget. You've got milled log, you've got timber frame, and you've got handcrafted. You can check it all out at yourcustomlog.com. Hi, Stephanie. Thanks for tuning in on the Facebook. Appreciate that. The people watching, appreciate you as well. How about this? Early nominee for our Auto Contest Performance of the Week for next week. How about Laurel's pitcher Ella Crookston? Crookston had a no-hitter yesterday to lead the Locos to an 11-0 win over Hardin. She got help from the offense. Taylor Feller had a home run. A couple of runs each driven in for three others. Crookston didn't even walk a batter. A Laurel error kept her from a perfect game. She did strike out 13. How about this? 73 pitches in 7 innings. This is Greg Maddux type stuff. And 61 of those 73 pitches were for strikes. Feller and Josie Benson each had 3 hits. So a big game there for Laurel's Ella Crookston. Congratulations there. That's big. You throw a no-hitter at any level. That's impressive. Saw this. Thompson Falls wrestler Trey Tillamy is headed to North Dakota State to wrestle, and he is a 3-time state champ. He'll go to NDSU next year. He is T. Falls' first ever 3-time state champ, 143-8 in his career. So congratulations to that youngster. He had pro days all over. Pretty cool. We had softball postponed. Canceled yesterday. Helena and Capital are set to play CMR and Great Falls High, and those were canceled. No makeup dates. And there you go. Got some big ones this weekend. You've got great track, tennis, softball across the state. Conference play gets going in many areas for many sports. Legion baseball getting set to fire up too. And speaking of the hardball, it is softball season. And that includes on the high school front, where we just talked about. But Capital looking to get back to its winning ways. Went 0-2 last week against the Billings schools and did get a big win over Belgrade. And joining us now to talk about his team and the progress after 1 week as the head coach of the Bruins, Mike Miller, joining us on the Mike Miller State Farm Hotline. Well, Coach, we appreciate you joining us as always. Take me through the opening week of softball. How was it for you?
We got off to a little bit of a shaky start against the Billings schools. We knew going in that both senior had really good pitching and West had really good hitting, and they've kind of held up on that. I wish we'd have been a little bit better, but we got to start somewhere. There were still some bright spots.
When you look back, who surprised you?
On our side, I guess our team surprised me because I thought we would have adjusted just a little bit sooner. We had a little bit of jitters, so on the downside, that kind of surprised me. But we had a lot of girls that played well. I thought Nyala pitched very good the first game. We had a couple hits. Obviously, Anna Cockell had a big hit for us, but there wasn't a lot of bright spots hitting in the 2 games. We didn't score very many runs.
No, and when you're up against Kennedy Venner, that's tough. I asked Ryan Schulte, where does she rank in AA over the last decade?
That's kind of a tough one. That's the first time I've seen her, and the first pitcher we had seen all year. Quite frankly, I think she's a great pitcher, but we just made her even better. So I guess that's kind of a tough question. She was tough. Her ball is deceptive from the coach's point on the side. You don't see it moving as much, but our players and folks behind are saying how much her ball moves. So she's really tough. She's a true pitcher, which a lot of times we don't see. We see a lot of throwers, but not a lot of pitchers.
Mike Miller, the Capital softball coach, our guest, Jason Walker Show, on his way to softball practice today. It's going to be a little chilly, but dealing with the conditions is something you're used to. Everybody has to do with it. What do you tell the girls?
We kind of hang in there. To be honest with you, I tell them on cold days the toughest team wins. The people that don't let the cold affect them. So that's what we try to do. As coaches, we just wish that we could play on nice softball days. But sometimes it's just not the way, and being in a spring sport. But it's really tough when it becomes a survival contest instead of a softball game.
How tough was it to lose those 2 games, because now conference season is just around the corner?
Well, that's probably the biggest key for us, because we also lost one on Saturday. We didn't get to play at Gallatin. It was strange. We were 6 miles away from Belgrade, and it was like we're in a different time zone. The weather was so much different. So we didn't get to do that. And then yesterday, that's a tough call. We got to make the call early when schools are coming down. We still had snow on our field about the time we're trying to decide if we should be playing. We had a little bit more in the valley this week, which was strange. But it's just tough not having them games. We don't get to get the looks that we maybe would have liked to have seen under somewhat less pressure situations. So I think we'll be all right, but it sure would have been nice to play.
You got Butte this week. What do you expect from the Bulldogs?
Just a little bit I read about them. I know that they're always back. They're always a scrappy bunch. That you can always count on them playing hard and battling regardless of how things are going. They've always ran the bases really well. They've got a couple of key players back. They've got one of their pitchers back, a gal that pitched quite a bit for them last year, and Farragher, and then they've got a couple key players back and leaders. So they'll be a good challenge for us, and it's supposed to be like above freezing, so that's pretty exciting.
I love your positivity, Coach. You always have been. That's why you're one of the most successful coaches in Montana softball history.
Well, that's a nice comment. I'm not sure that that's true, but I appreciate it.
No, it's true. It's definitely true. What's the focus in practice been, and how will it continue the next couple of days?
Well, it's just about trying to get prepared. Obviously, we did get the Belgrade game in, which is Belgrade's obviously a quality opponent, and we managed to come out with a win down there, and I thought we made great progress from the Billings games to Belgrade. We're going to hope to keep on that same path. I mentioned to the girls even after the Billings games is, hey, we weren't as good as we wanted to be, but if we get better every game, we're going to be really good by the time the end comes. So we definitely made a step forward against Belgrade and hoping to do that same thing in Butte.
When you are practicing hitting, how fun do you try to keep it? Because it is you have to stay focused, but it's still, you can have fun with it.
Yeah, we try to recreate and do some different drills. Maybe almost like we can teach them something by sneaking up on them, without it being that we're concentrating so much on the swing. We make games and trying to hit it into the net, and I think that they don't recognize how much that helps their mechanics and their swing path. They just know that it's a challenge to get the ball in the net. Otherwise, they got to go chase it. So we do some things like that. We try to hit more off of our pitchers in different times. Sometimes that's a little tough when it's cold out. It's not much fun to hit that ball when it's so cold. But, we just try and mix it up, give them a different look, still teach and concentrate on the same basic fundamentals.
How's the golf game?
I haven't hit a bad ball yet this year.
So you haven't hit a good one yet either then?
Hey, don't go there. What makes you think that? Maybe I've played 10 times.
I hope you have.
Yeah, well, you were right the first time.
Okay.
Just haven't had a chance to get out. Been pretty busy with softball and the couple of nice days that we've had. I just haven't made it out yet. But I'm thinking about it a lot more. Maybe that helps.
Hey, there you go. We need to get out and play. I'd love to play and pick your mind because you are such a great talent that it would be fun to just pick your mind and play a game of golf just for fun.
Hey, maybe we meet on the golf course next Wednesday. On the golf course before our call-in or something.
I like that. I like that a lot. Hey, good luck this week down in Butte. Safe travels and have fun with practice today. Stay warm.
All right. Thank you. See you next week.
That is Mike Miller joining us, and what a great guy. Great coach, great, he's a great human, really, he is. Love chatting with him. So big games Friday with Capital at Butte. Tomorrow, we'll talk to Helena High tennis coach Nicole Reeby, Capital tennis coach Ryan Swenson still set to join us a little bit later on. And is Danny Sprinkle staying in Bozeman? That's a big one. That's a big tease. And we'll have the answer for you when we come back. Alex Eschelman's going to join us. That's what she said. We're going to talk MSU Spring Rodeo, get some high school sports updates as well from the great Alex Eschelman coming up. And it's a question that, after 3 years in Bozeman, leading the Cats in the most successful season in recent memory, Danny Sprinkle rumored to be taking some other positions potentially, including the head coach at San Diego. Is he going? Is he not? We'll find out when we return. Alex Eschelman will join us. That's what she said. Montana Custom Log Homes is a premier log home company in the industry. You can bring your own plans, or you can look at their 15-plus offerings under Milled Log Homes. They'll create the perfect log or timber frame home of your dreams. With 50-plus years of experience and the finest craftsmen available in Montana, they will build you a home crafted to last for generations. The most interesting project they've done. It was a nonagon structure. I have no idea what that means. But it was two-tiered roofs spanning 60 feet in diameter and built to withstand 180-mile-per-hour hurricane winds. It is Captain Jack's wing house on Coco Cay for the Royal Caribbean Cruise Lines. And within a month of reassembly in the Bahamas, it took a hurricane right on and lived to tell about it. Check out Montana Custom Log Homes at yourcustomlog.com. Coming right back. Danny Sprinkle update. Next, Jason Walker Show.
Strength, beauty, grit, superior craftsmanship. Our homes have it all. At Montana Custom Log Homes, if you can dream it, we can build it. With 3 visions and over 50 years experience, we've got you covered. From a showcase home to a small cabin, we make your vision a reality. Because every cowboy wants a castle for his queen. Montana Custom Log Homes, crafting homes that last for generations.
Yes, it's true that Montana is a long way from the Gulf Coast, but you can bring that Cajun flavor home with a stop at Cafe Zydeco. From po' boys to classic sandwiches, Cafe Zydeco has all the best Cajun in town. Are you in the mood for seafood gumbo or crawfish etouffee? Maybe you're craving jambalaya with some shrimp and grits. Head in for breakfast, lunch, or dinner, or call ahead for pickup or delivery. Cafe Zydeco will fix all your southern cravings, even on a chilly Montana day. Cafe Zydeco is a proud sponsor of The Jason Walker Show.
Who doesn't doesn't love being number one? When your team's dominating the standings, or your favorite band rocks the charts at number one? It feels good, right? Kind of like how it feels when you have auto insurance with State Farm. Because making you feel like number one is an honor your local State Farm agent takes seriously. Through the good times and not so good, your State Farm agent's proud to be here to help life go right.
Call State Farm agent Mike Miller in Helena today. Father's Day is coming fast, and what more would that great dad in your life want than a full detail from Auto Concepts? Or maybe he would just prefer a lift kit. It's also camping season, and now is the perfect time to outfit that rig with a winch just in case. Auto Concepts is your home for everything for your vehicle, including updating your car stereo system too. Auto Concepts also has gift certificates for dad or yourself. Visit AutoConceptsHelena.com. Auto Concepts, the auto enhancement professionals.
Store-wide savings are what you'll find when you shop for new home furnishings at Rucker's Furniture. This means tremendous values on Helena's largest in-stock selection of home furnishings. When you shop Rucker's, you'll find store-wide savings on the furniture you want for every room in your home. And you'll also find our selection of Serta iComfort, the most comfortable beds in Helena. 12-month financing is available with approved credit on most purchases over $299. Ask for details. You'll find store-wide savings at Rucker's Furniture, 1010 Dearborn, Helena.
Welcome back to the Jason Walker Show.
Welcome back, Jason Walker Show. The segment brought to you by Rucker's Furniture. Make the quality choice for your home at Rucker's Furniture, 1010 Dearborn, Helena. We'll talk tennis with Ryan Swenson from Capital coming up. But it is time to do this, and I have to play this before I do it.
We always hear from the guys. What about the ladies? Time for That's What She Said. Brought to you by Dinners Done Right.
It is, it is that time. It is the Alex Eschelman. You look cold today. How are you?
I am cold today, Jason. I was just telling somebody this. When it hits this point in the year, this is where I really start to get wimpy. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Like, it's not any different. The weather is not any different than how it was back in October. But when it hits April, I'm ready for some warmth and sunshine. And we've had a little bit of it, which is good. But the minute it starts getting windy and cold, I'm out. I'm just, at this point, I'm ready for summer.
I was getting my hair cut today. Well, actually, I wasn't. I was getting a beard trim, straight edge. Like, that scared me right on the throat. But
getting ready for our SWX coverage.
I am. I have to look my best. We'll talk about that in a quick sec. But there was a guy who just got back to Montana from Arizona, wintering down there. You spent time in Arizona, down at Tucson, and he said this is the time of the year now when the snakes start coming out. He saw a bull snake, a rattlesnake, and a Gila monster all within the span of a couple of days, and he said that's how I know it's time to go back to Montana.
Oh, and you know what? I grew up in the foothills outside of Sacramento, and I grew up with rattlesnakes that was just a thing my whole life. Now, rattlesnake versus grizzly bear, I don't know. I think I'd take rattlesnake, but snakes really freak me out.
Snakes are no, I don't do snakes. Alex Eschelman joining us, ABC Fox Montana sports reporter. Is Danny Sprinkle, it's like the Clash. Should I stay or should I go? He was rumored to be headed to San Diego. It looked like it was a done deal. Mm-hmm. And then today the announcement comes out. So what's the latest on Danny Sprinkle?
Well, I did. I reached out to him and his mom, just congratulating them, and his mom said, I actually did an interview with her during the tournament. And she's at every game, I hope to do a story with her at one point, honestly, because they just play such a big role in Coach Sprinkle's life, as well as the entire team atmosphere. They're so supportive. And her response was, we are so delighted to know that he's staying. And I said, I think Bobcat Nation is too. Yes. So I think that was a big relief more than anything, and selfishly speaking, a big relief as well, because this past year was incredible. Yep. And he could have definitely picked up at one point. I'm sure that USD, obviously San Diego was that one that was on everybody's radar, but I I don't believe that that's probably the only school or program knocking on his door. So to know that that's secured for a little while longer, to know that Danny Sprinkle's in Bozeman for a little while longer is definitely a big weight off of everyone's shoulders, I think.
Oh, I'm sure, especially Leon Costello, the athletic director, not to mention Bobcat Nation and President Waded Cruzado. But for us, we don't want to have to train somebody new on how to do interviews. I mean, we go through this whenever there's a new coach hire, and Sprink already knows how to do them. So I think,
Right.
plus, so it's a 4-year extension,
Yep.
which is pretty cool. And he earned it.
Very cool. Very cool. So well deserved. And I think that, like a lot of our programs here in Bozeman, it's just only going to continue to go up from here. I don't see how, obviously, the cards have to fall correctly. Everything has to go right. But this is a big step to securing the fact that it could go right again and they could make it back to the tournament. I mean, I'm thinking way far ahead.
Right.
But he's played such a pivotal role in the success of this program within the past 3 seasons. So let's see what happens this next year.
Well, so a 4-year extension. Sprinkle stays. You had MSU's pro day 2 days ago, and beautiful weather, and Troy Anderson just doing Troy Anderson deals. But the impressive was Lance McCutcheon and Daniel Hardy each putting up some big numbers. Take me through this.
Well, first of all, Jason, going through, so this was my first pro day that I've ever covered. I've been around pro day and the whole scene back in college. But this was my first time actually being at a pro day, experiencing it from start to finish. And first and foremost, I'm just so proud of those guys. It is so nerve-wracking. That is one of the biggest moments, if not the biggest moment in their athletic career up to that point. You've got scouts just eyeing everybody, watching, writing down. It's a big test. And so the fact that those guys, and give credit to Hunter Sparks too, the one Montana Tech kid. And then you had Jacque Allen and Kevin Cassis. And you know I love Kevin Cassis because he's from my hometown, grew up with them, and was just so proud of all of them, but especially those 3 guys to just come out and give it their all. Daniel Hardy's 40-inch vertical was insane. Honestly, highlighted the pro day. All the guys went nuts. He went nuts. Daniel Hardy is just a fantastic human. Besides an athlete, as a interviewee, the whole thing. And Lance, representing Bozeman, he did a great job as well. All of them. There wasn't one guy that I was really like, you didn't live up to what you needed to do today.
Alex Eschelman joining us, ABC Fox Montana sports reporter, SWX. With Lance, we've seen Travis Johnson hang on the Tampa Bay roster for a few years now. I think Lance is a better overall, maybe, receiver. Johnson's a great athlete, but where would you see Lance fitting in an NFL uniform?
Ooh, that's a good question, Jason. Well, speaking from a biased perspective, I'd love to see him go to my 49ers. I know that Trey Webb is getting some looks from the Niners there, but would love to see Lance go there. I think the sky is the limit for Lance. And I say that purely because of 2 things. One, first and foremost, his work ethic. He just puts his head down and grinds. And you can see that every time you're around him, at practice, at games, it's shown on tape. Like, it is there. You can see it, his performance. But even just being around him, not only at pro day, but practice throughout the past year and a half, he's just there and is locked in and focused every single time. Justin Udy has also mentioned that his wide receivers coach this last year always talked about how hard he worked. And then Coach Vegan talked about earlier this last weekend, he made a really good point. He said Lance and Danny are 2 guys specifically that 2 years ago you would have kind of said, who are these guys? And now they're pro-level type players that could make it. So I think that because of Lance's work ethic, he could find a spot anywhere.
Alex Eschelman, our guest, Jason Walker Show. That's what she said. Brought to you by Dinner's Done Right. Quick update on the high school front. You got to see some softball last week before the rain hit, but how good does Belgrade look, and what about Gallatin and Bozeman?
Good question. I have not seen Gallatin and Bozeman yet, so I can't speak on them, but I have seen the defending AA champs, Belgrade. And I will say I'm happy you brought up that rain, because classic spring day for you. Started the day out at Montana State football. It was sunny. It was warm. Everybody was happy. I should have been in a t-shirt. I was in a long sleeve shirt, but it was that nice. Go over to Belgrade, and all of a sudden, out of nowhere, big dark rain cloud, wind gusts 20 plus miles per hour. And it just, oh God, those girls are so tough, because I'm not. I was like, okay, I'm going to get as much as I can, and then I'm going to go find some shelter. So actually, my Student of the Week story tonight is on senior pitcher Erin Eaton, who is also a finalist for Gatorade Player of the Year. She plays the trumpet. So she does a little bit more than what you see on the softball field, but they're looking good. I mean, they did lose to, oh gosh, I'm forgetting.
Capital.
It was either Helena or Helena Capital.
Capital. Yep.
Yeah. So, I mean, Capital gave them a run for their money in their doubleheader, and they bounced back and beat Helena 13-3 in that last game, in their second game. But I think they're looking good. However, I do think that these teams are going to be coming out for them a little extra, knowing that they're defending champs.
Yeah, and they won 3 in a row at Class A before last year's AA title. So SWX Montana Sunday, that is where you and I and Caleb Barrett, the professional bullfighter, will be. As from 1 to 3, we get to announce the short go on Sunday of the MSU Spring Rodeo. It's your first spring rodeo in the field house, and B, it's live television. I know you'll be there Thursday, Friday, Saturday for a little bit, but how excited are you?
Oh, this is the amount of people that have said to me, this is the biggest collegiate rodeo, I mean, in the nation. People have said this is one of the, if not the biggest rodeo that you're going to be able to see. This is top level.
Yep.
I'm so excited. And I got to see some of the rodeo team, some of the cowgirls ride their horses around campus today, along with Coach Whitaker. I think that there's just so many good storylines, Jason. I'm so excited to finally work with you.
I know. We've had a couple of opportunities, and each time something happens.
I know.
And now we finally get to. So let's knock on wood that this one, third time's a charm.
Tell me one thing that is your favorite part about the spring rodeo that really sticks out in your mind, that says, this is what Montana State Spring Rodeo is all about?
There's so many. The fans, because that place is going to be absolutely packed, especially Friday when they raise the banner. Saturday night is good, and then Sunday they change the format to go to the short go. So there's 2 rodeos, Thursday, Friday, and then Saturday, Sunday. But the fans are amazing. And I got to tell you, I've been on that campus so many times. I've seen basketball in there. I've seen volleyball. I've seen concerts. I've done all sorts of stuff in that arena. The best is when you walk around there in that athletic complex and you smell the dirt and the manure. Then you know the spring rodeo has arrived. It's the best. This is the best.
That is such
an
interesting statement. Yeah. When you smell the dirt and the manure, that's the greatest smell that there is.
It is. It absolutely is. Man, I can't wait. I know you'll be interviewing the winners, and looking forward to our meeting tomorrow to figure it all out. And looking forward to working with Caleb, too, because, he's a Grizz guy, but great bullfighter, so it's going to be fun.
Got to have a Grizz on the team. Why not?
There you go.
Join forces. Let's go.
There you go. But no, I'm looking forward to it. I know you are as well. And that coverage from 1 to 3, SWX Montana on Sunday afternoon. It's going to be a good time. I look forward to seeing you.
I'm excited too. I mean, the amount of times we've tried to cover a game or something together and it's fallen. Oh my God, fell through. My goodness, English, good English. You're a journalist. Anyway, but I'm so excited. It's going to be really, really fun. And, to your point, Jason, Coach Whitaker said that ticket sales are doubling in how fast that these tickets are being sold today. Like he is convinced that this is going to be one of the biggest showings for this rodeo. So it's going to be fun.
Well, it's been 3 years since it's been in the Brick. It's been, last year was at the Fairgrounds. 2020, we know what happened. But I know you got to run quick. But, it's great. I was going to buy you lunch, but then I remembered we get lunch with SWX, so I still owe you the lunch. Did we go double or nothing on Kansas winning it all last week? We'll have to
watch back our old shows. We'll watch back our old shows.
I think last week I picked Kansas to win it all.
Typically, we do a team dinner after broadcast, so you.
Is there that too?
Also, we'll figure it out.
Okay,
we'll figure it out.
All right. I'm looking forward to seeing you and to working with you and to watching first and foremost the rodeo. Those kids,
It'll be fun.
And it's not just the Bobcats. It's everybody in the Big Sky region, which are so good.
Right.
That Western team is great. The Northern girls, it's going to be a blast, and we'll see you on Sunday.
Hey, and happy 406 Day today, Jason.
Yes, you as well. Have a fun one, and good luck with your work tonight.
Thanks, Jason. See you soon.
That is Alex Eschelman joining us on the Mike Miller State Farm Hotline. That's what she said, brought to you by Dinner's Done Right. And if you are in the mood for fantastic food, why wouldn't you be? Dinner's Done Right. They've got single serving dishes you can go in, get tonight, microwave if you need to, or take to a family member or a loved one that maybe can't get out of the house. You can also get stuff for your crock pot. Put it in, let it go all day. You can call ahead and say, look, I need something for dinner tonight. They'll get it done. Edible cookie dough as well. So good. So good. All right, it's going to be fun. But Danny Sprinkle staying in Bozeman. 4-year contract extension. And that is big because you want your team to do well. You want, the teams you root for, the teams you cover to do well. But the downside of that is you sometimes have a chance to lose a great coach. And Montana State, the run that they've had last year and then, of course, this year, and getting to the NCAA tournament, it's going to Danny Sprinkle's name has already been on the map since he was an assistant with Bakersfield and Northridge for so long. But to keep him in Bozeman for the next 4 years at least, and granted, something could happen. He signed a 4-year deal last year, so this extension now goes through the 28-29 season, which is huge. But he chose to stay in Bozeman, and the Cats 27-8, won the regular season, won the tournament championship, went for the 27 wins were the most in team history since that 1929 team won the national championship. So it's huge for him to be staying in Bozeman and in Montana. And, congratulations on getting looks. But good on him. But, you talk about great rodeos, and we do here on the show a lot. But, man, that MSU Spring Rodeo, if you can't get a chance to go, obviously, ESPN Plus is going to have it Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and then we'll have it on SWX on Sunday. But we talk a lot about, with Shelby Rasmussen and the Bobcats, but again, that Western team, Montana Western, is unbelievable rodeo talent. Men and women, Northern women are great this year. And then you get great individual performances from other teams. You've got Providence, you've got Miles City, you've got, Dawson and Powell and the Grizz have great individuals as well. And it's fun. But that smell of dirt, the smell of manure in that arena, nothing better. Absolutely nothing better. All right, we'll take a quick break. We'll come back. When we return, we're going to check in with tennis. And Ryan Swenson, the Capital coach, will join us. This segment brought to you by Rucker's Furniture. Make the quality choice for your home at Rucker's Furniture, 1010 Dearborn in Helena. On this day in history and much more still to come too. Jason Walker Show. Hang on. Everyone knows about Dinner's Done Right and the convenience of the cook and carry cuisines. It's so easy to just stop by and you have something for dinner that night. But there's also one more thing you need to know about. Dinner's Done Right Grab and Go Salad Bar. Yes, I said salad bar. Always the freshest ingredients along with a daily soup and nacho bar too. So the next time you are in a rush or you just want to eat healthy, stop by Dinner's Done Right for the soup, salad, and nacho bar. For monthly menus and more info, it's dinnersdoneright.com.
Store-wide savings are what you'll find when you shop for new home furnishings at Rucker's Furniture. This means tremendous values on Helena's largest in-stock selection of home furnishings. When you shop Rucker's, you'll find store-wide savings on the furniture you want for every room in your home. And you'll also find our selection of Serta iComfort, the most comfortable beds in Helena. 12-month financing is available with approved credit on most purchases over $289. Ask for details. You'll find store-wide savings at Rucker's Furniture, 1010 Dearborn, Helena.
Father's Day is coming fast, and what more would that great dad in your life want than a full detail from Auto Concepts? Or maybe he would just prefer a lift kit. It's also camping season, and now is the perfect time to outfit that rig with a winch just in case. Auto Concepts is your home for everything for your vehicle, including updating your car stereo system too. Auto Concepts also has gift certificates for dad or yourself. Visit AutoConceptsHelena.com. Auto Concepts, the auto enhancement professionals.
Strength, beauty, grit, superior craftsmanship. Our homes have it all. At Montana Custom Log Homes, if you can dream it, we can build it. With 3 divisions and over 50 years experience, we've got you covered. From a showcase home to a small cabin, we make your vision a reality. Because every cowboy wants a castle for his queen. Montana Custom Log Homes, crafting homes that last for generations.
Who doesn't love being number one? When your team's dominating the standings, or your favorite band rocks the charts at number one, it feels good, right? Kind of like how it feels when you have auto insurance with State Farm. Because making you feel like number one is an honor your local State Farm agent takes seriously. Through the good times and not so good, your State Farm agent's proud to be here to help life go right.
Call State Farm agent Mike Miller in Helena today. Yes, it's true that Montana is a long way from the Gulf Coast, but you can bring that Cajun flavor home with a stop at Cafe Zydeco. From po' boys to classic sandwiches, Cafe Zydeco has all the best Cajun in town. Are you in the mood for seafood gumbo or crawfish etouffee? Maybe you're craving jambalaya with some shrimp and grits. Head in for breakfast, lunch, or dinner, or call ahead for pickup or delivery. Cafe Zydeco will fix all your southern cravings, even on a chilly Montana day. Cafe Zydeco is a proud sponsor of The Jason Walker Show.
Welcome back to the Jason Walker Show.
Welcome back, Jason Walker Show on a Wednesday. We were talking with Alex Eschelman about Troy Anderson, and I mean, when the season began, they were talking about Troy, possibly being a late 6th, 7th round draft pick, and then as the season wore on, it was 5th, maybe 4th, and then the season came to an end, and it was. Some people were saying 3rd round. And after his draft or his NFL combine out at Indy, and now after his pro day at MSU the other day, there's some people talking 2nd round, maybe even a late 1st round. I mean, think about that. There's a chance that Anderson could be the highest Montana-born player drafted in the NFL draft. I mean, Pat Donovan went in the 4th, but he's already in that top 50 for draft, which is crazy. And let's see, this guy says potential number 2nd round draft pick. So it looks good for Troy Anderson, the Dillon boy. And yeah, you read through draft reports. Gil Brandt gave me the draft report, and this was down in January when we were in Texas, and we had dinner with Gil, the legendary former ex-vice president of the Dallas Cowboys executive. And, he was pretty high on Troy. I think he had him going, 4th or 5th round at the time. But, man, these numbers, whew. Unbelievable. Speaking of unbelievable, the Capital Tennis team played its first matches of the year. Practiced yesterday in the wind and cold, and added it again today. They've got a big match this week And joining us now to talk about it is the head coach of the Bruins. His name is Ryan Swenson, and he joins us on the Mike Miller State Farm Hotline. All right, Coach, are you tired of the wind?
I am tired of the wind, yes.
How tough is it to practice tennis in the wind?
I mean, like the last 2 days, it's not tough. It's impossible. I mean, you're not practicing the game anymore. You're just fighting the weather. And when we're trying to, on the one end, teach new skills to new players, or at the other end, refine more specific techniques and strategies, but the wind's howling at 40 miles an hour, it just defeats the whole purpose. So the last 2 days we practiced inside and worked on some footwork stuff and some volley stuff, hit against the wall a little bit. But when it's that windy, it's just not even worth it.
Well, you're going to face the wind this weekend. We'll talk a little bit about that here in a second. But opening weekend takeaways, the boys and girls both lost to Glacier. Both teams then beat Flathead. But what were your main takeaways from the opening matches?
It's a little hard to say. All four teams, Helena Capital, Glacier, and Flathead, were dealing with some spring break losses, students that were gone or that didn't have their 10 practices in yet. Glacier and Flathead more so than Helena and Capital, but Flathead only brought 6 of the 12 girls that needed to fill out a roster, so we didn't get to see very much of their girls team at all. And I think several of those students were from JV that had been pulled up. Glacier had more of a roster. They had a full roster, and most of it was varsity, so that was a little bit more of an authentic peek at kind of what they have. But I guess general takeaway would be that I thought most of our students played pretty well, and that we kind of got through some jitters and kind of got a first glimpse for a lot of players at what high school tennis looks like.
When you have those young kids, how eye-opening of it is for that first match?
It can be pretty eye-opening for some. Others have, taken some lessons, or they've been around practice and some of the other players for a while, and they kind of have seen what an upper end looks like. But for somebody that's just picking it up and just figuring it out at practice, they're with players of similar ability, and then they see, 2 number one singles players go at it. It sometimes elevates things quite a bit.
Ryan Swenson joining us, the Capital tennis coach, Mike Miller State Farm Hotline. Big matches coming up this weekend. They're all big at this point because you don't get many, and you don't know if you're going to get many. But Saturday's supposed to be cold, it's supposed to be windy, and it's Great Falls, which is never fun to play tennis in. What do you expect from the Bison and the Wrestlers?
I don't know. It's been a long time since we played Great Falls. Obviously, we play them pretty early in the season. So sometimes we still deal with students without having 10 practices. So you're never sure if you're going to have the full lineup. And then we typically don't see anybody from Great Falls again until state. And when we do, we only see the couple that made it. It's kind of nice to have the first week or two be the non-conference matches and the non-divisional matches, so that it's just a chance to play and get kinks out and figure things out, see live opponents that aren't your teammates, but it also isn't a divisional opponent with, seeding ramifications.
So you have no clue what to expect.
Yeah, well, like you said, too, with the wind and weather, that changes things so fast that if it's calm, that we might have some idea of what to expect. But if it's gusting at 40 and blowing snow, then that just changes everything. And it's just a battle of survival instead of the sport at that point.
They always say you have to, you dress for the weather. In tennis, you see guys in polos and shirts or shorts, and the gals wear the skirts. But how tough is it to move around when you have extra layers on in the sport of tennis?
Yeah, I mean, it makes a difference. The warm-ups that we have are kind of light but baggy on purpose. They don't restrict a lot of movement. They're not tight fitting by any means, and that helps. A lot of players will wear those when it gets cold. Kids will wear warm-up pants or some leggings or whatever. It definitely makes a difference, and it kind of probably just depends on whether or not the player has worn stuff like that while playing tennis before. If they've been in sunny weather or in these indoor courts every time and they've never had to play in pants, then yeah, it's gonna be different. But luckily, it's going to be affecting everyone roughly the same, so I don't know that it makes a big difference in terms of the playing field. It's just something to get used to.
Was there anybody that surprised you opening week on your team?
Yes and no. We had one JV player, Kinsey Belcher, play up to fill the number 4 single spot when we played Glacier. And she lost the first set 6-0 and then came back and won it in the third set tiebreak. So that was pretty impressive to see from a freshman who's not played high school tennis before, playing their first varsity match and being able to lose the first set 6-0 and then, dig deep, come back and win it. That was pretty cool to see.
Ryan Swenson joining us, Jason Walker Show, Capital Tennis coach. A couple final quick questions for you on this Wednesday. What'd you think of the national championship?
It was cool. I was able to catch the last few minutes of it. We were at dinner with my family and didn't watch the whole game, but I caught some bits and pieces. It was a nail-biter finish, that's for sure.
Yeah, it definitely came down to the wire, which is what you want. When you're promoting women's athletics, and I know we talk a lot about boys sports and boys tennis, but girls tennis is just as fantastic in the state of Montana. When you're promoting that to somebody who's maybe just coming out for the first time, how do you sell it?
So women's tennis specifically?
Yeah.
A lot of the club players, I would venture, I guess, that there are more adult female players in Montana playing clubs and leagues than there are men. So we always say tennis is a lifelong sport as part of the team mission statement that we're trying to prepare players to enjoy tennis for the rest of their lives. And, so that's one aspect of it is, you're going to be playing hopefully for a long time. And there's plenty of other women that like to play, well into their 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s. Mm-hmm. I played mixed doubles with a couple for about a year and a half. And, she was in her 70s playing tennis and loving every minute of it. She was the one scheduling the matches every week and asking me if I wanted to play. So, that's one way. Just like it's something to get involved in, and it's not going to go away as you get older. Like some other things might. I mean, I don't see a lot of 60-year-olds playing lacrosse in the park on a Saturday morning, but I do see them playing tennis.
Ryan Swenson joining us, Jason Walker Show, and I just worry about women's sports numbers in Montana, especially because we live here. But are the tennis numbers strong across the state for ladies?
It seems like it. Yeah, I mean, I'm not as active in the adult circuit now that I'm coaching. There's a lot of adult tournaments during the season and then into the early summer. But we hosted one in February here, the annual Helena Spring Fever, and we usually average 70 to 90 players, adults from around the state. Sometimes people drive. We had one guy drive from Salt Lake this year, and the numbers are pretty even, men and women. It seems like most years in the tournaments. In the leagues, it seems like sometimes there's more women's league teams than there are men's teams. So I think the numbers are there.
Good. And then you got a chance, was it this last Saturday? You went over to Missoula and watched the tennis over there. How was it?
We did, yeah. We got to see the Grizz men play Idaho State. The hope was to stay and watch the women play, but there'd been a schedule change and they weren't starting until later in the afternoon, so it would have made it a much too long of a day for us. So we unfortunately didn't get to see the women. We'll have to catch them next year. But, it was really good for especially kids who had not seen that level of tennis before to see, players who were potentially the top-ranked player in their country when they came to the United States to play. And to see that level of tennis from 15 feet away is something else. And to see 120-mile-an-hour serves and then see those serves get returned and the point continue, and that's not just an immediate winner. And, I mean, it's a level of tennis unlike what we see in high school by any stretch of the imagination. So for the more experienced players, they're able to watch and try to pick up on things. And for the newer players who are just seeing it for the first time, it's just impressive.
No, it is. I used to go to Montana State matches. It's an eye opener for sure when you see the talent and the strength on the court. I mean, I couldn't imagine going to a higher level college or even, watching the pros. That's a whole different level.
Exactly. I mean, and this is the highest level in the state, and it's super cool to watch and to realize how much farther you have to go to even get to that level. But then to realize that it's D1 tennis, but it's not the top of D1 tennis, and it's certainly not professional tennis.
Yeah.
And to just know that it gets even bigger.
Yeah, no, it definitely does, and it's definitely fun. I wish I knew how to play. I'm just my right hand.
Well, come on out, we'll teach you up.
I could come out sometime and see. There's no cameras around. We have to make sure of that. Ryan Swenson joining us, Jason Walker Show. Good luck this week, and we'll talk next week.
That sounds great. Thank you.
That is Ryan Swenson joining us. Mike Miller, State Farm Hotline. It's not just a bundle. It's your home, it's your auto, it's your life. Mike understands that. Get a hold of Mike Miller, State Farm in Helena today. So big matches for the Bruins, big matches for the Bengals. And we'll talk to Nicole Reeby potentially tomorrow as well. She is scheduled to join the show and get her thoughts on Helena High and its first matches of the season. By the way, get on the schedule now for Nitro Green for all of your lawn, tree, and pest needs. It is that time of the year, and the spraying is started for the bugs and the bait traps, and soon they'll be working on lawns and trimming up those trees as well. So get on Nitro Green's schedule if you want to and get to need to. I don't even know if that's a phrase. But speaking of green, Augusta, rain today, washed out the rest of the par 3. Who you taking? Are you into the Tiger hype? I never was a Tiger Woods fan. I've never gotten into Tiger Woods. I've just never cheered for him. It would be one hell of a comeback, though. I mean, 15, 16 months removed from a broken leg, and there was, would he ever walk again? Would he lose his leg? Would he be able to play golf? There was so much money that's been put on Tiger in the last 24 hours that he went from 4,900 to 1 odds to 1,300 to 1. So there you go. He's now the third. He's got the third best odds to win, or worse, depending on how you look at it. It's like John Rahm, Justin Thomas, and then Tiger Woods. But if I had to, man, Scotty Scheffler's playing great. Brooks Koepka, you can never count him out. Jordan Spieth, you can never count him out in Augusta. I actually was thinking Tommy Fleetwood, fairway Jesus. The long hair, the flowing locks. I'm thinking of Tommy. The potentially, there you go, for the Masters. But you never know. It's hard to pick a winner. I was talking with a golf pro today. It's hard to pick a winner for that because so many things have to come into play. The weather plays a big factor as well. But Fred Couples always puts himself, the first couple of days because he doesn't hit it far. He just hits it straight. Colin Morikawa. Some good golfers there. So Masters starts tomorrow. It will be interesting for sure. It will. I mean, can you imagine the ratings on Sunday if Tiger's in contention? I don't know if he'll make the cut, but if he's in contention Sunday, if he's in those last 5-6 groups, those ratings are going to skyrocket. It could be the most watched sports program besides the Super Bowl. So, I know some of you aren't golf fans, but some are. Let's do on this day in history. It is April the 6th, right? It is National Bookmobile Day. It is National Walking Day. It's also Caramel Popcorn Day. Yesterday was Caramel Day. Today's Caramel Popcorn Day. It is Teflon Day, Student Athlete Day, and New Beer's Eve. Tomorrow is National Beer Day. Beer, not beard, beer. On this day in 1896, the first modern Summer Olympic Games opened up in Athens, Greece. American James Conley becomes the first Olympic champ when he wins the triple jump. And then later took third in the long jump, second in the high jump. So he won a gold, a silver, and a bronze. 1935, on this date, H. Levitt would sink 499 basketball free throws. He would miss the 500th and then make 371 more. 1936 at the third Masters, Horton Smith won his second. 1941 at 8th Masters, Craig Wood wins his first major and the first wire-to-wire champ at the Masters. In 1947 at the 11th Masters, Jimmy Demaret wins his second. 1952 at the 16th, Sam Snead would win his second green jacket. 1958, 22nd Masters, Arnold Palmer wins the first of his 4 Masters and the first of his 7 majors. 1992, 54th NCAA Men's Basketball Championship, Duke beats Michigan, goes back-to-back. 2004, 23rd Women's Title game, UConn beats Tennessee. 2009, 71st NCAA Tournament, men, North Carolina over Michigan State. 2010, UConn beat Stanford in the Women's Championship, and in 2015, the 77th Men's Title, Duke beats Wisconsin. Merle Haggard was born on this date, 1937. He also died on this date in 2016. He died on his 79th birthday. And, did I say 17? 2016. 1937 to 2016. The Hague. Mama tried. 1930 on this date. The Twinkie was invented by bakery executive James Dewar. The Twinkie. Twinkies are good. They're bad for you. But every time I think of Twinkies, I think of Brad Pitt and Moneyball. Just rifling them in whole into his mouth. But Twinkies are now really old. What are they, 92 years old? Crazy. Crazy. All right, let's do this.
We're almost at the end of the show. What did we learn? And what did he miss? Time for the walk-off.
The walk-off is presented by Cafe Zydeco, where the Big Easy meets the Big Sky. Stop in and grab some great Cajun. You talk about great Cajun food. Obviously, New Orleans comes to mind. But outside of New Orleans, nobody does it better than Cafe Zydeco here in town. They, unbelievable. I'm not a coleslaw guy, but you put coleslaw in a barbecue beef po' boy, there's nothing better. You want pasta Zydeco, you can get a small bowl, which is like this, and then you get a big bowl. And it's great. The pickles, fried pickles, put them with the little special sauce they have, so good. Getting you ready for dinner tonight, right? Cafe Zydeco. Highly suggestive. Or suggested, not suggestive. What did we learn today? Danny Sprinkle's coming back to Bozeman for the next 4 years. Well, for the next 8 years. 7 years. He signed a 4-year deal last year. He signed a new 4-year contract extension just recently, and it was announced today he's back through the 28-29 season, and to build off the success that he's already had in 3 years in Bozeman. So congratulations to him, and that makes Bobcat Nation just explode. I mean, in a good way. If he had taken a job somewhere else, like San Diego, which is where the big rumor was that he was headed last week, man, I would have not wanted to be there for that conversation. We also learned athletics director Leon Costello got on a bull last night. He made a deal with the MSU rodeo team at their candlelight and Buckles dinner that if they raised $150,000, he'd get on a bull. Well, he did last night at the practice after they got everything set up inside the field house. No word on how he did. They just had video of him in the chutes getting ready. But congratulations. Getting on a bull is, outside of having kids, one of the best things I've ever done in my life. The adrenaline rush. I wish I had done it earlier. I didn't start riding bulls till I was 31, which is when most people are done. But I got on about a dozen of them with the Montana State Rodeo team, and I got to tell you, it was the biggest adrenaline. My brother used to jump out of airplanes, and he said, I'll never get on the back of a bull. And I said, well, good, because I'm not going to jump out of a plane. But when you get on a bull, there's nothing. It's just you and the bull. You want to hang on. He wants to buck you off. It's simple. It's sport at its simplest. Be the bull, ride the bull. Do the bull. Right? Oh, goodness. I know. We get off tangents here sometimes. Okay. Should we get out of here? Thanks to Mike Miller, Capital softball coach, Ryan Swenson, Capital tennis coach, and Alex Eschelman for her great insight on athletics. Don't forget MSU Spring Rodeo starts tomorrow night, 7 o'clock, both Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. And then Sunday, 1 to 3, can't make it, the short go Sunday, SWX Montana. Myself, Alex, Caleb Barrett. Tomorrow, scheduled, Nicole Reeby. Helena High tennis coach. If you missed anything, go to jasonwalkershow.com. Thanks to all of our great supporters. Thanks to our great listeners. And you, our great people. viewers as well. We'll do it again tomorrow, 4 o'clock, Jason Walker Show.
The Jason Walker Show is produced by the Jason Walker Media Company. Any reuse, rebroadcast, or retransmission without the express written consent of the Jason Walker Show is strictly prohibited. Just listen, watch, and enjoy.